What is going on, guys? This is Jognal back again with another video, and today we're going to be doing a review and recap of week 0 of the 2024 college football season. Some crazy stuff happened, and we're going to talk about it. So in these predictions, let's talk about how these predictions started. So my predictions were Florida State and SMU were going to win. So Florida State was going to beat Georgia Tech, and SMU was going to beat Nevada. Now, if you're looking at the point spreads, I think Florida State was like 11-point favorites, something like that. And SMU was like 27.5-point favorites. So these are pretty big margins. Like, anytime it's like double digits, it's kind of big. So a lot of people expected that to happen. However, there were some different opinions based off of which, category we're looking at. So the fan vote was similar. I did a poll, and you guys, overwhelmingly agreed that, Florida State and SMU were going to win. No hot takes, really, just really that, these teams were going to win. But College Football 25, in the simulation that we did, had different opinions, had different plans. They expected, at least based on the game that we played, that Georgia Tech was going to beat Florida State on a walk-off play, and that Nevada was going to beat SMU. Now, I thought this was going to be kind of stupid, because I really thought that Florida State was going to cook Georgia Tech, and SMU was just going to blow the brakes off Nevada, because how can you be 28-point favorites and not do that? Like, that's got to be a pretty big margin. However, that's not what happened at all. So first of all, again, I'm a huge Florida State fan. I was completely shocked by this game. I mean, in my opinion, I think Florida State was just unprepared. It felt like they just weren't ready to play. I hope that's the case, because if that's like actually who that team's going to be, then they're going to be bad. Like, maybe Georgia Tech's good. I mean, potentially. But Georgia Tech, they just beat Florida State like on the lines of scrimmage. I really thought that Florida State was going to run the ball, but that's what Georgia Tech did. And if you don't get that reference, go listen to the Georgia Tech coach post game. Like, he literally said he ran the ball, and that's what they did. Florida State could not stop the run. Like, it was insane. Now, the only difference between the simulation that we did in college football and then this is that Haynes King did have, I think, 2 touchdown passes, while in real life it was more of just him being, a runner and not really being stopped on the run and making some good throws when needed. I mean, no mistakes really were made. Florida State got 0 sacks, and I was shocked when I was watching like the college football games. Like, no, there's no way that Georgia Tech is gonna like push around Florida State, but like that was what was happening in real life. So College Football 25, I think, knew more than what reality was. Like, I feel like the propaganda that I got from FSU like beat writers was crazy, because they did not expect this at all. I mean, neither did I. So that was pretty wild. But I think one of the crazier things was the fact that SMU was very close to losing to Nevada. And again, they were 27.5-point favorites, and they only won by 5. Again, pretty insane. They were losing up until the very last quarter, like well into it. It really was because Nevada muffed a kickoff and then called a fair catch or something, and apparently that means the ball is spotted, and he picked it back up at the 1. So the ball was at the 1. So it kind of ruined the entire field position game for the rest of the quarter in the game, because they just kept trading punts, and the field was basically just in Nevada's territory the whole time. So SMU, squeaked by. I mean, is SMU going to be that good? I don't know. I mean, some people were saying that they're going to be pretty decent in the ACC, but that is incredible. Now, the fact that college football picked Nevada to win, I was like, this is not going to be realistic at all. But the fact that they kept it that close shows that College Football 25 might be better than we thought. So these are the who's right, who's wrong. So College Football 25 was right about Georgia Tech being Florida State. They were also correct about them winning by 3, and they were also correct about them winning on a walk-off. Now, in real life, they won off of a field goal in the game. They won off of scoring a touchdown in overtime. And yeah, I don't know. I guess Haynes King is better, like way better than people thought. But I've also heard that he's very volatile. So he probably had his best game against Florida State, and people are saying that he might throw 5 picks the next game. But hey, I mean, good for him, I guess. As a Florida State fan, I'm very disappointed, but is what it is. Life goes on. And we were so close to getting a sweep of upsets from College Football 25. Again, they picked Nevada, and SMU barely won. So we were correct. The fans and myself were correct about SMU, but barely. Like, again, I almost want to chalk it up like these don't really count. Like, these are so close. Like, again, the favorites, like, both lost, or both of the, I guess, the like, for example, both of the underdogs, I guess, won on their point spread. Like, you know, Georgia Tech covered easily, of course, because they won, and then Nevada, again, being 27-point underdogs, only losing by 5, they covered as well. Now, again, these aren't talking about exact odds makers because I don't promote gambling. That's just not my thing. So this is just kind of a pick 'em, you know. It just kind of like who's gonna win, pick this or that. So yeah, that's just something to keep in mind. Now, this is interesting because for week 1, I think what I plan on doing is I plan on covering 3 games. So the 3 games will be the noon, the 3:30, and the evening game. So the games that I'm going to pick are, or we're going to place, is going to be Georgia and Clemson, and then it's going to be Florida and Miami, and then lastly, it's going to be Texas A&M and Notre Dame. All those games, based off of College Football 25, and then what can happen in real life, I have no idea who's actually going to win. So yeah, I think the easiest one would probably be Georgia. Should be Clemson, you would think. You should think. But, I mean, I don't think you can really, you know, you can't really count out Clemson. You know, Dabo's going to get those guys ready. I rarely see them get blown out, you know, so I do think that they will give Georgia a really good fight. Remember in 2021 when DJU was playing for Clemson, the only touchdown that was scored in that entire game when they played Georgia was off a pick 6. So, but Clemson played them pretty tough, and they ended up going to win the whole damn thing, beating Bama in the title game that year. So to say that Clemson is just gonna get blown out, I don't think so. I do think Clemson will try to give a fair fight. And then Miami and Florida at 3:30. I'm excited for that game. It's gonna be one of my greatest hate watches of the year, but it's like one team's gonna win and then one team's gonna lose. So I don't really know. Obviously that's how games work, but like one rival's gonna win and one's gonna lose. So it's like, you know, which one do I want to lose more? I'm leaning towards Florida losing because I kind of want, I'm at this point, I'm like, you know what, if we're all going to have bad seasons, I'd rather have Florida have a terrible season too. But then Miami, I don't want them to get like false confidence. I mean, Miami should win, you'd think, because they're favorites and they have a pretty solid roster, but going into the swamp is definitely not the easiest thing to do, unless you're like Tate Rodemaker in Florida State. I'm just kidding. That game also was pretty wild. So I do think Miami, there's a good chance that Miami could lose this game. And then lastly, you have the night game between Notre Dame and Texas A&M, which is between two teams that, they really want to get up to that next level. And I'm excited to see, like, how is this new Texas A&M team going to be with Mike Elko as their coach? And I think, whoever forgot their quarterback is, but like all those, all the pieces they have, all the talent, what's going to happen there. And then Notre Dame, Notre Dame's always kind of like, they're like a great, but they're never elite. They don't hit to that elite status. They'll have great years, they'll have good years, but they never hit that elite. So I think going into College Station and winning would be huge for them. But yeah, guys, that's really gonna be it. It's gonna be my quick reaction to this week 0. Again, as a Florida State fan, I'm very disappointed. I know I sound like way more enthusiastic than I should. In the end, it's just a football game, guys. Try not to, I know I know being a fan and being passionate is important, but in the end, you gotta be grateful that you get to see the next morning, But yeah, that's gonna be it, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed this, that college football is back and these predictions. I will be posting, stay tuned in the community notes, or I think in my community page, I will post the UGA and Clemson, Florida, Miami, and Notre Dame and Texas A&M predictions soon so you guys can vote early. And you guys should get my week 1, the week 1 prediction should be up in the next few days. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it. Other than that, this has been Jagnal, and I'll see you guys next time.